see my screen and everybody can hear me, right? Before we start. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
ma.
ma'am. Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, so okay. All right, so let's start. So the we did the web view for this our landing page, PiggyVest landing page, and it was given as assignment. But most of us did so well, and most of us, went out their way. I wanted to see how you guys can play around with the mobile view, and trust me, a lot of us did so well. So we are going to redesign. So we are going to design the mobile view. The mobile view is actually a small frame. So for the mobile view, so what we'll be using iPhone 13 mini. So we'll be using iPhone 13 mini. You can use from iPhone 13 mini up to iPhone 16. So I think I've not seen iPhone 16 mock-up yet, but iPhone 14, iPhone 15, I've seen the mock-up, and iPhone 13, I've seen the mock-up. So let's just climb up a bit. So we'll be using 14 plus. So we'll be using this frame with dynamic eyeline. So I'm going to use now. If you see this screen now, you see that it's very small, and then you'll be wondering how will all these big thing enter into this screen. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it down. So definitely it's going to be longer than the web. So I'm going to drag it down. So this is actually going to be very easy for us, more like duplicate, adjust, and then play in, because we did everything in auto layout. So now the first thing, since I'm using iPhone 14, I'm going to look for a dynamic status bar. So I'm going to go back here. Now you can see that last time we normally exploit community from here, but due to the Figma new update, we'll be exploring community from here. So this is where the community is here. So this is where it is not longer exploit community. It's now tool and template and tools. So when you click on it, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So you can start with design resources, you can start with plugin, and you can start with presentation, whiteboard, or even website. But since I'm not going to do that, so I'll just come to the search bar here. So I'll just search for status bar. So once I search for status bar, all of them will just pop up. So I can search with either for paid or free. So I'm just going to look for a dynamic island. So this was the one we normally use. So this is the one we normally use too. So if you want to still use this one, you are free. But I want to change now. This is the one we normally use. So I just want to change. I want to use the dynamic island. So I think I'll have to type so let me see. Let me type it. So it just pop up immediately for me. So this is it. Or is it this one? Please give me guys, give me a minute. Let me switch to empty. This Ether is too slow. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Just give me a minute. Let me switch to empty. Please. This Ether is so slow. Okay, so I think this one is better than that. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, so let's look for this one now. Let me open this one and open this one. Let me see which one. Open, is it image? So this is how I normally check for what I want before I open it. I love this their new interface. Before I open it, can you guys hear me? And you can see
Yes,
my screen bar.
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So this is the new pattern. I love it. Trust me, I love it unlike the other one. So you just click on here. So before I normally open this image, open in Figma, what I normally do, I'll scroll down. So I'll scroll down to check what I want. No battery recharging. I think it's going to be there. So, but if you're not sure of what you will do, you just come to this place. So once you load finish, so it will go from beginning to ending. Then to show you something preview here, or maybe there are pages. Now you can there's pages. You can just um check it here. I don't know why this one is not coming. Then this is it. So you can now come here to zoom in. Now, if it's template, you come here. See it. You come here to check what you want before you can now open it. But if you're not satisfied with what, so they can see that I'm now zooming. See if I want to zoom in. So I'm looking for status bar. So what I'm just seeing here is record and all this. So I'm not seeing status bar. So I don't think what I'm looking for is here. Or didn't I search it very well? So if I'm not comfortable, I'll just close it here, and then that's how I normally do this before opening the page. Okay, we can just pick any of this one here. So it just allow you to load to get to the point. So once it loads, it will just show you something like preview messages, zoom page. You just see there, and to see that you this would I call it this pop-up now is going to show. So I'm just going to click on it. What happened now? So this is it. You can just hold your control key and then zoom in. See, this is what I'm looking for. So I've seen what I'm looking for. So what I'll just do is I'll just scroll up here. So like I said, you will just hold it will just give you this hand zooming something. And then you do your plus and minus here. Zoom in and zoom out. So I've seen what I want. So I've seen what I want. So this is what I want. So I'll just scroll up and then open. So like for we using um browser, for me to open multiple tab. So that's what I normally do. But if you use the desktop app, you can it will work for you the same way. It will work the same way for you. But if you don't want to open different tabs up and down, you just preview what you want before you open it. That's what I normally do. Even before this new update, that's what I normally do. But not all of them will work. You get not all normally work. Like the paid version of it thing, it will not work for you. But the free template access, it will work for you. So let's wait for it to do. Then I pick what I want and then move back to my design. So this is the one I want, which is the first one. So this is the one I want. So I'll just pick it. So once I pick, just copy and then come to my design to paste. So I'm going to copy and then come to my design and then paste it. So once I paste it, I'll just scroll. So the selected colors, I will use white. I will use black, sorry. So I'm just going to use black. Now, once I use black, you see that it did not get to the point. Like it didn't like this is the width is 390. While me I'm using 4 something. So I'm going to push to the top. So I'm going to zoom in. Now, that's gotten to this. Now, this is what I've done, which is okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now, this is what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drag the header out. So once I drag the header out, I don't need this. So I'm going to duplicate this first. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. So I'm going to take these guys out. So I'm using screen size of 428. So I'm just going to type 428. What is happening? Now, what do you think should be the grid for mobile? Who can answer this question? So what do you think the grid settings should be? What should be the count? How many counts, the gutter, and then the margin? What do you think it should be? So let me see if you guys can suggest something for me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
I said the count is 6.
Okay. So what should be
The
the
gutter
count?
is 20.
Eh?
20.
The gutter is 20.
Okay, so the margin should be what?
30.
30.
20. Do we agree with her?
30. The margin,
Okay,
margin
30.
30.
Okay,
Margin
30.
30.
Margin.
Yes,
Okay,
gutter 20. 6.
she said margin should be 30, gutter should be 20, and then the count should be 6. Should we agree with her, or do we agree with her?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So now I'm going to scroll up. Sorry, scroll down. I'm going to take this out. So let's create our layout grid. Six. She said 6. The margin is 30, and then the gutter is 20. Okay, yeah, she's right. So let's change this. You can use any color of your choice, but I just love using blue. I don't know why. So this is what she said, and I think this is okay. So what we need now, we want to place all this. Now we want to place from the home down to the get started. We want to put all of them inside a hamburger menu. So I'm going to get my icon for hamburger. So I think I don't have any here. So I think I don't have any. So I don't have any here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hamburger menu. So this class is just going to be more of interactions because it's something that we all already know. So but we're asking you questions along the way. And please, one person should not be the one answering the question. Thank you. So let's get hamburger menu. So that we can put all the side information inside an hamburger menu. I know you're wondering what is hamburger with menu on top. So this is what our hamburger menu look like. So I think we'll be using this one. I think I like this. So we'll be using this. I'll dump it this way. So I'm going to close this. So I'm going to bring this inside here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my color for this. So I'll come here and I'll use my color. So I'll be using this color. and then I'll make this a bit bigger. Yeah. So let's see if we can increase. I think this is okay. So this is okay here, and this is okay here. Now you can see automatically because I use this. Because I use this. So let's continue. Sorry about that. So now this is okay. I think this logo is actually looking too big. So I'm just going to reduce it a little bit small, just small. So I'm going to use my scale to reduce it. So I'm going to click on scale and then I'll just make it 180. I think this is okay. Are you guys staying with me? It's actually raining heavily here. So just bear with
That's
my
it. What part of Port Harcourt?
okay. Okay, so I've reduced the logo because it's just a bit big. So I'll just reduce it more. So and then I'll close this. Now, my next question is what now on this video section, which one should come first? Is it this write up or the image? Oh yeah, over to you guys. Which should come first? The image or the write up?
The write-up should come.
Right up now.
Right. Okay.
Image.
Image should come first. Okay. So why do you think the write up should come first? And why do you think the image should come first?
I think the write-up should come first because when you open up a website, the first thing you should see would be something to tell you what's going on in website.
Okay, another person should tell me too. I want to hear. Somebody that said the image should come first. Oh yeah, over to you.
Okay, I also said image should come first.
So,
Because
brother,
if
this
you're going to a
you
website,
this your earpiece. I can't hear you. I know you're saying something, but I can't hear you clear.
can you hear me now, ma?
Yes, manageable.
Okay, ma. So I'm saying that I also said the image should come first.
Why?
So that it should captivate the user.
To captivate
To
the
at
user
least
in what aspect?
to draw their attention.
Okay. Another person. I want to hear you guys' opinion. Another person.
I feel like the better ways to invest should come first.
Another person. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Another person.
I hear you. So what I think is, I feel like the image can be distracting. So at best, if the text comes first, then followed by the image, because I know the image carries from what we have here, it carries it speaks a lot about everything, basically, with the flex naira, the piggy, and everything. So I feel the text should come first, then followed by the image, because it tells you what and what there is.
Ibrahim.
Okay.
Ibrahim. Okay, this one. Let me hear your point.
I feel the text should come first because just like we are seeing the PiggyVest website right now or the web design, we read from left to right, and that means that looking at this page now, anyone seeing is going to read from the better way to save before looking at the image. Else, you should have made the image first. So in similar way, the text has to come first because it's telling you what you are doing on the platform, what you are supposed to do, and then the image now supports it.
Exactly. Ibrahim and Victor have said it in a layman's language. Exactly. You read from left to right. So automatically the image should come before the image. Although the image is telling you what it does, but you should read from left to right. Both of them have said it. So the image, the write-up comes first before the image. Both of them have said the answer. Now, what you're going to do now in this aspect, you're not going to do anything too much. So we just I will love to duplicate. Okay, let me duplicate. I'm going to duplicate. If I duplicate, because of everything is in auto layout, it's just going to go down. So I just drag one out. So once I drag this one out, because we place all this in auto layout. So what I'm going to do now, click inside now. Click inside, I'll take this one out. I'll bring it inside here. So once I bring it inside there, automatically when you come out now, this your other brother come out. So if I place this one here now, you see that it's actually too big. So what we are going to do now is we're going to reduce information to fit in. We're going to reduce this information to fit in with this mobile frame and anything we are doing is not going to cross outside this page. So what I'm going to do now, just adjust this one to this part here. Now, if I adjust to this part, see what happens. Now, what do you think we can do better? What do you think, guys? Should we just reduce this font like this? Should we just reduce this font like this? Or we should reduce the font weight and then the body text too? So what do you think we should do? Should we just reduce it this way? Or we should reduce the font? The font weight.
I think reducing the fonts
Reducing
is
the font.
better.
Better to reduce
Reducing the font this way or reducing the font weight? Which one?
The font weight.
Okay. Somebody said reducing the font weight. I'm not going to say reducing the font itself, the font size. Okay, so the best way to reduce now, remember we are designing for a smaller screen. And now if you look at this mobile and you look at this web, you see that this mobile, I think it will give us either 2 or 3 steps before it will contain this, or maybe 2.5. And we cannot just pick the same font size we are using there and they automatically put it, especially the heading. That is why we have different headings. So we have for the web, the hero section, you can use something for the hero section. But for the web, for the mobile, you can't use it for something. It's going to be too much. It's going to be too much. So what we are going to do now, we'll reduce the font sizing and we'll also reduce the font width. So now I think here I use 60. So I use 56. Now what we are going to do now, we're going to reduce this to 30 something. So I'm going to use 32. I'm going to use 32. So I will use 32. Like I said, I enjoy designing in even numbers. So if you divide this by 2, it will be 24. So for 24 is going to be looking too small. This is what 24 is going to give you. But you will not do that. So what you will just do, you just look for a better font size that is okay. Now this is 32, which is actually too small. So I think then I will have to come up and use like 40 something. But now, not all fonts is going to give me that 40 something, because of fonts are looking so different. But now, because I'm using this tiny plain font, I will not use up to 42. So what I'm just going to use now, since I'm using 56, I will just use 48 or even 50. Now this is what 48 gives me. But now there's a problem. The problem is that the spacing between each of the line spacing is much. So I'm just going to come here and then I'll play around with it to adjust it. But now looking at this 48, I think this 48, I can make it 50, which is better instead of the 48 because it's looking too small. Now I think 50 is okay like this. And now I can now play around with this line height, just play around with it more. I think this is okay. Now what we use here is 22. So 22 is actually much. So what I'm going to use here now is going to be let's see 18 and then let's write 20. I think 18 is even better. So 18 is better. But the line space now is too close. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play around with it. So like I said, remember, anytime you're doing any changing of fonts, you have to, add that to your local size. I think this is okay. Let's just take it up in this. I think this is okay. Now we're not going to touch around with this. This is okay. And then the spacing between each of them is okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reduce this one to this size. And I'm also going to give this banner. This banner, I think it's okay. So this, I'm going to reduce this one to this size here. And I'm also going to touch this one too. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reduce, take this down a bit. So let's see what font size we use there to be sure if it's perfect. So I'm using 14. So I'm just going to reduce to 12. Right, 12. This is 12. So if I use 12, now you can see that the spacing is now much. So I think I'm okay with the height, which is 30. So I'm going to make it 32. And then the spacing here, I'm going to reduce the spacing. So I'm going to take it out from 4 here, and I'll turn it back to 20. So I think this is okay. So I'm just going to leave this guys this way. I think they are okay this way. So this is what I have. Now let's preview this work. So I'm going to hold this and this, and then make it auto layout. So I'm going to make it auto layout, and I'm going to come to my prototype here and then pin like 6 to a scroll. Now you can see that when I click on this prototype here, see what is showing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to remove it. So I'm going to remove that. So I'm going to hold this one. Where is it again? I'm going to call this mobile. So I'm going to call it header. Let's call it N. So I'm going to sustain it, please. Now, since I'm designing the mobile close to the web, so I just want to be previewing what I'm doing, and I'm designing it inside the same page with the web. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a device to the mobile. So I'm going to add a device. So I'm using iPhone 14 Plus. Yes. So this is what I'm using, iPhone 14 Plus. So I'm designing. Remember, if you're designing your landing page and your web and the mobile on one page, if you don't use your prototype settings and you want to preview the web will preview inside this mobile, and then you start crying for help. But the best way to design this thing is the landing, for example, is like an assignment you want to do for me, and you want me to preview maybe your interactions or something. You will do the web on page 1 and do the mobile on page 2, and then you do your prototype section. You get. But if you do the web and the mobile on one page, like what I'm doing now, and you put for the mobile this mock-up, this whole mock-up here, and I want to interact with your web. If I click on your web prototype, it will show me inside this whole mock-up. And since I don't have access to edit on your file, I'll start dropping comments like, check your setting, why not move this one to page 2? So the best way to do if you want to do interaction for your landing page and you want somebody to test it for you, so what you will do, your page 1 should be your web, and then your page 2 should be your mobile, and then page 3, and let's say page 1 is your style guide, page 2 is your web, page 3 is your mobile. So anybody that is coming to look at the interaction will not be confused. Okay. So, but in my own, since we are looking at this to design this, so I'm just going to do both of them here. Now you can see what is happening here. I believe you see what is happening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out now. I'm going to take this and then delete all this. So I'm going to click on this other header that I want to use as sidebar. So I'm going to delete all these things I'm seeing, all these prototypes for this particular header. So I'm going to delete all. So I'll click on show prototype here. So I'll click on show prototype. Then I will zoom in and then I will delete all. I'll click on FAQ. I'll delete it here. Not this one, no, this one. I'll delete this one. So once I delete, I will click on show prototype again. I'll click on this one. I'll click on delete this one. Show prototype again. Click on this one, the home. I will delete this one. I'll come back and say show prototype again. I'll click on this one. I'll click on delete this one, and then I'll show prototype again. And then I think the last one is about us. Then I'll delete this one. So if I click on show prototype now, you see that there's no disturbance. Like, let me use the word disturbance now. That will disturb us in the end of our design. So now I'm done with this. So I've finished. So let me test what I've done so far. So I'm just going to test what I've done so far. So I'm going to click on this drop down here. I'm going to click preview. So I'm using iPhone 14 Plus. So that is what I'm using here. Okay, so this is what I have. So I'll just click on it and then, okay. Now, did you notice something? There's no something I noticed here. Now, I noticed that my status bar is actually filled, but it is not filled up now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this M header. So I'm going to give it a fill background. So I'll just give it a fill background. Where is it again? So I'm just going to scroll and give it a fill background. So if I give it a fill background, I'm going to just tap the mobile, just like tap your mobile mockup like this, and then you scroll. And you can see that it's not showing, no longer showing. So let's continue. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to resize this image and then to fit this place. So I'm just going to take this out until we want to do our mockup. So I'm just going to take this out from the frame, and then I have this one. So I'm going to size now. I'm going to use my scale to size this. So that is what I normally do. So I use my scale to size this. So since my screen is 428 minus 30, 30 from the left, 30 from the right. So 428 minus, so let's start. I'm just going to do mathematics here. 428 minus 60. So this is what I have. So I'm just going to drag that and then put it inside here. I know you guys will be wondering what kind of mathematics I did. So what I did is I'm using frame size of 428, and my margin on the right is 30 and my margin on the left is 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 428 minus 60 gave me 368. So that is what I just want to, but I'm not going to work with that. I'm going to preview with my mockup to see if it actually fits and then resize it according to the way I want it. But now, if I preview this now, let's preview. If I preview this now, you see that the image is actually going to look so small. So what I'm going to do now is, let me preview now, work with this now. You can see that it's actually too small. So what I'm going to do now is that it's small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with it and make it a bit bigger. So I'm going to go back and go to my scale. So K is scale, or you just come to this other part and do scale. So I'm just going to hold it this way and then drag it a bit. Then I'm going to adjust to the center here. Now, when I adjust to the center, I think this is okay. But now, okay, let me make it 428 Now, once I adjust to the center, I notice that I am using a white background for the mobile, which is not supposed to be so. So what I'm supposed to use is this color background. So I'm just going to hold my mobile mock-up. So I'll take this out from scale so I do not damage my work. Then I'll just click on I, and then I'll pick this color. So I'll pick this color. So once I pick this color, this is how it's going to look like. So this is how, go off now. So this is how it's going to look like. So if I scroll down and close this thing, this is how it's going to look like, which is okay. Now, I'm done with this section, which is okay. But this is actually looking too big in my eye and it's spacing too. So I'm going to reduce it to 40 something. So we're using 50 here. So I'm going to use 46. The 50 is actually looking too big. So we use 46 and then I'll play around with spacing here. And this is okay. So I'm going to hold this and this is this here, this and this. I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, this is how it's going to be. Then you can now call it header. So I'm going to add padding at the top. So I'm going to add padding like 2020. So I'm going to add padding. Now this is okay here, 20 here and then 20 here. So I'll place this at the center here. So it's just the same auto layout setting. I'll just come, it's just that they moved something from the left to the right and then they added this grid. Yeah, the grid. Yeah, this grid. So I'm just going to move this at the center. If the spacing here is too much, so I'm just going to make it 50. Yeah, I think this is okay. Now the next section we're going to work in is going to be this one now. So this one, what we use there is 40 something. So we use 40, what did we use? 42. So in this aspect, I'll be using 24. So I'm going to hold this one. I'm just going to hold my Alt key. So I'm going to hold my Alt key and I'm using a mouse. So I'll just click on the left side of my mouse and then drag it out. I'm holding my Alt key. I don't know, for people that are using trackpad, I don't know how I want to explain it, but I'm using my mouse. So I hold my Alt key and then I click on what I want and then I drag it using my mouse. And then I'll remove my hand at the same, my fingers at the same time. And once I remove my fingers at the same time, this is how it's going to be. But if you remove your one before one, it will just show you that you drag it out from its position. So this is another way of duplicating it. But if you don't want, you can hold it and then duplicate, like if you or you do your Ctrl D and then drag it out. But another way is this way. So this is how I normally, for people using trackpad, I don't know how. I'm not a fan of trackpad. I don't enjoy designing with trackpad. So I don't know how to do it using a trackpad. So I can explain that for you, but I don't know. So this is how I normally duplicate my stuff. That I Ctrl D or I just do it this way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drag it inside here. And I'm going to come to this place and then position it at the center. And then position it at the center. So once I position it at the center, this is how it's going to be. So here I'll be using 24. So I'll use 24 here. So I'll just scroll and then use 24. 24. So this is how it's going to look like. And then this I'll be using 16. I think I have 16 here. 16 regular. I think I have 24. Okay, 26. That's what I have not. So I'll be using 16 regular. And yeah, I'll be using 26. Sorry, I thought it was 24. So I'll be using 26. Now this is what I have. So I'm going to hold this content, this text here. So I'm going to come to this place. I'll just click on this here. Alt switch just to hold the text together. And then I'll do the same thing here. So I'll do the same thing here. So once I do the same thing here, since both texts are in C, so I'm going to move this to C container. So this is how it's going to look like because of this space as it's here. So I'll just hold it and then drag it inside here. So I'm going to come to this place too, and then drag this one inside. So I'm going to turn on my layer grid to be sure of what I did. Hello, are they with me?
Yes, ma.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
oh.
Okay. Yes, now. So this is aligned to the left. So I'll move it aligned to the center. So I'm just going to place it this way. So once I place it, I'm going to hold this consist title and body text container. So I'm just going to bring it to get to this place here. Then I'll do the same thing here. So this is what I have. I think I love this system. Is okay. So this is what I have. So now the next part is this this card here. So I'm not going to drag this in here because this is actually already in component. So I will not just drag this here. So what I'm just going to do, I'll come to my assets here. I'll click my assets here. I'll click on, or I created 37 components on this particular file from page 1 to whatever page it ended. So I'm going to click on it. So once I click it, which page did I create the component? I think I created on this component and style. So I'm going to click on this particular page. So once I click on this page, I'll just look for all the cards. I think card 1, card 2. Okay, now look at them here. So I'm just going to drag so the first one is going to be auth savings, so which is the card 6. So I'm just going to click on it. So once I click on it, there's going to be a pop-up that is going to come up here. So which of the cards do I want to? So this is it. I'm just going to insert the card. So you can come here to select which one you want. So I'm going to use the default, or let's use this 3 and 2. So I'm just going to click on insert, and then it will just drop one file. So this is where it will drop. So I'm just going to keep it here. So the next one is fixed. I'm going to click on it. Now this is another way to get your component. If you want to try to collect your component, and each time you duplicate or you want to do auth, it's not working. You can get your component like this from assets. Then you come here, insert instance. Then you drag it and you keep it here too. So the next one is going to be goal oriented. This is the card 4. The next one is flex money. The next one is flex dollar. Flex naira, not flex money. Flex dollar. And the last one is house money. House money. So this is another way to get your elements you did in company. Not the one I wanted. So I'm going to delete it. So what I want is house money. So I'm done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to arrange it inside this mobile. So I'm done. I'm going to return it back to file. So once I return that back to file, so I'm going to arrange it now. So I'm going to arrange it now. So I'm going to click on the first one. So I'll bring it in. So I can scroll up. If I don't want to use this blue color, I can scroll up here. I can come to this place and then change it. So the next one page, flex. Sorry, not flex. Fixed savings. So I'll bring it in here. The next one is goal oriented savings. The next one is flex naira. Flex dollar. Now I'm going to hold all of them and then adjust it at the same time. I'm going to fix position at the left. So once I fix position at the left, I'm going to adjust them. So I'll come to this particular place, click on it. More actions. So once I click on it, it's going to show me tidy up. So I'm just going to tidy it up. So once I tidy it up, the spacing between each of them is 57. So 57 is too much. I will use 30. So 30 is okay. Now, when you look at it now, you see that it has crossed your margin. So what I'm going to do is I'm still holding all of them together. I'm just going to hold my shift and then move it to this, my line here, my margin here. And then I'll just take out my hand from the sheet. I'll just hold it this way and then adjust it this way. Now, the reason why all of them is going to adjust is because when we are creating this card, we made it responsive. So you can see that this one that is in straight line, the auto savings that is in straight line, you can see that it has automatically moved to the left hand side. So everything is now, I've now adjusted to the left hand side, which is okay. But now another thing you can do is that you can actually move, if you think the spacing here is much, if you think the spacing here is much, I think this is okay. But let's just see if we can play around with something to see. So now it's showing me that I can change this component padding. If it's 35 is too much, you can come here and then make it 20, which will now be like this, which is okay. I think this is okay, like this. And then the spacing between each of them is 30, which is perfect, yeah. And then the padding for the top, up and down is 50. I think I'm okay with 50. Let's just make this 25, which is okay, like this. So this is okay and perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'll just zoom in and then hold this one together and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'm going to reduce this spacing here. So the spacing here is 56, which is actually too much. So I'm just going to make it 30. So I think 30 is okay. And then I'm going to make the padding between the up and right to be 20. So since I did this one 20, this one automatically is 20. So I'm just going to come here and then make it, let's make it 60. So this is what we have. Then you can choose to, if you don't want to put it just inside this, if you don't want to make it just to be inside this box, you can actually expand it to your frame size and then add margin, and add padding that fits your margin. So this is what I'm using. And then I'm going to come here, fix at the center. So, and then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add padding of 30 so that it will fit my margin. Now you can see that this is what we are able to achieve. Now the next one we're going to do is going to be this. Now I'm going to expand this, my landing page mobile. So I'm going to expand this a little bit. The mobile is always longer than the web, always longer. If your mobile is very, very short, that means you did not place the alignment, the elements very well. Are you guys seeing with me?
Yes, over here.
Okay. All right. So the next part I'm going to design is going to be this one. So what I'm going to do now, the same method I follow here, that's what I'm going to follow here. So you can choose to just duplicate this and then do the write-up, or you can choose to bring this here and adjust it this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate this one at the top, because now I think I adjust. Okay, I think I did not. I was thinking maybe I play around with it. So I think I use, yeah, since I did not adjust anything, I use my local size. So I'll just have to take this one. So I'm going to, okay, now I have another question to ask why I'm doing this title text and the body text. Now for the about us, for this about us, so which one do you think should come between this image? So for this about us section now, not the up, this side. For this about us section, do you think this should come first before this, or you think they should be like this? The user should be able to slide left or right. So which of them is correct? The image should come first before the write-up, or the write-up should come before the image, or the user should be able to slide in it. So which of them is correct? Let me hear your opinion and your answer. I asked the question.
I'll go with the write-up first.
You go with the write-up first.
Personally, I think I'll just stick with the principle already mentioned, designing from left to right. So I'll go with the image first.
Okay, can you say write-up? The write-up first before the image. Okay, another person.
So I would like to go with the principle from left to right. The image comes first, so I think I will go with the image first and put the writing down.
So nobody wants to do slide. So slide is not correct. Okay, yeah, you guys are correct. Michael and Deborah, yes, you guys are correct. Left to right. I'm just going to drag this one here. Okay. So I'm going to make this entity. I'm also going to make this one 16. This is in field. This is in hog. I'm going to put it to field container. So once I put it to field container, I'm going to hold it and then adjust it inside like this. So I'll just repeat the same method of what I did for the first one. Then I'm going to hold it and align to the center. Come here, align to the center. So once I align to the center, is what I have. So everybody says, or majority of us say that you're going to follow the principle, which is correct. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to, let me drag this thing out. So once I drag this out, this is how it's going to look like. So I will just come to this place. So I'm going to open it, like I'm going to start from inside to play around with it. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it here. So this text is actually okay. Yeah. This image is, so I'm going to click on this one and then I'll move it to the side now. So this is that new auth layer, something that came out. So let's look at the name. This is freeform. This is vertical, this is horizontal, and this is gray. So I'm just going to click on vertical. It's just the same thing I would normally do before. Because it's just this is how it's going to be. So since I'm designing with 368, so this is how it's going to look like. So this is now everything I'm going to do is going to be inside this box. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to adjust the image. So I'm going to hold this image like this. So once I hold this image, I'm going to use my scale. Now remember we play around with this image where we turn the image around and then put it in crop. See, this is now number one is in crop, number two is swipe the position of the image. So anything I'm doing here with this image, I'll have to do with the scale. If not, it will scatter. So I'm going to use my scale to adjust this image to be inside this inside here. So it's going to be inside like this. So I'm going to take this out scale. You can come here to pick your scale. You can come here to pick your scale, which is for the move scale. So I'll return back to move. I'll return back to move, which is the real. So whenever you see scale, doesn't allow you to click K. So now this one now I'm going to arrange it very well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to adjust this way here like this. Now because it is a C container, that's why it's just responding easily for me. Now I noticed something now. You notice that everything I'm doing now is now trying to fix itself inside this box, which is not even a space, which is the space is not enough. So I'm going to reduce this space in here, which is much first. So I'm going to make it 30. Number one. Then number two, I'm going to increase this one so that whatever I'm doing is going to have space inside. So I'm going to increase this. Now, next thing is this text itself, which is this frame 95. This is why it's always good to name your frame so you don't get confused along the way. So then this particular frame 96 first, I will increase it. And then I'll click on frame 95. I will open it. So instead of designing everything from scratch, the mobile, what I normally do for the mobile is always drag, drop, adjust, and then fit. So for here, I'm going to, let me check this one, and let me check this one. So I think this is okay. So I'll hold this frame 95, and then I'll just drag. Now it's already in out. So what I'll just do, I'll just drag it, and then I'll get the position I want. Now you can see that it's already in up, which is okay. So I'm going to hold this one, this frame 97, 96. I'm going to now put it in out here. I'm going to come here and then put up. Before I put it in out, so if you put it in out now, automatically it will adjust now. So what I'm just going to do now is this padding here at the top here, and this padding here, this padding here, this padding here is 2, and this other one is 25. So I'm going to make it 0. So I'm going to make it 0, and I'm also going to make this one 0. So once I make it 0, this is how it's going to look like. So I'll just come here and just play around with it. So once I play around with it, this is how it's going to automatically go out from out. So I'm going to undo that and then come to this place and then drag it from here. So once I drag it from here, this is how it's going to look like. But now I don't want everything to go at the left hand side. I want everything to be at the center. So I'm going to hold it and up to 35% return. So I'm going to hold only the text. I'm going to hug the text and like hug the width and then place it at the center. I'm also going to hold only this body text too and then place it at the center this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to reduce this purple right up purple this purple box which is more. So I'm using this 368. So how I got this 368 is if I place it on the margin, I just took away minus 60. That was how I got it. So then this is going to be, so I'm going to place it at the center. So I'm going to hold this and then place it at the center of the sheet. so this is what I have. So this corner radius is actually too much. So I'm going to come to this place and then reduce the corner radius to the 16. Okay, 16 is not visible, so I'll reduce it to 20. So once I reduce to 20, I'll just I think this one here box is much. So I'm just going to reduce it a little bit more, not to go up. So no, I don't want to go up from this side. So I'm just going to come back here. I think this is okay. So let me just reduce more a bit. Now, I noticed something. I'm supposed to add a padding between the left and right so that this text will just look like it's inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this one and then give it a padding of maybe 20. I click on the wrong one. So I'm going to give it a padding. This is already a padding of 10. So I'm just going to make it a padding of 20. Now, if I make it a padding of 20 now, this particular one is not responding. So I'm going to hold only the title text and this, and then I'm going to add 20 to it. So this is how it looks like. Now, if I add 20, then this is what happens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make, so this is what happens. So I'm just going to come to this place. There's the drop down now. So I'm going to click on the drop down. I'll just move it to see container and then it will respond immediately. Now, once it responds, this is what happens now. So this is 34. So I'm just going to reduce it to 30, not 20, 30. Now I'm going to return this to us. So this is what happens. So it's now too close. So I'm going to hold this frame 94. I just give spacing between each of them. So I'm going to give them 15. So the person is 5. I'm going to make it 20. And then this text, I know this text is actually 18. So I'm going to move it to 15. Now this is what we have. So this is what we have. So I'm going to reduce this here. This is actually okay. So I'm going to reduce this space now here. It's much. So now the last thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to hold this now and reduce this spacing. So now I'm trying to reduce the spacing. I notice that this spacing is not responding. So I'm going to check what's the issues. So I'm going to take this out from us. All right. So I've gotten what I want. So I'm going to bring that inside my mobile frame. So I've gotten what I want. So I'm going to bring that inside my mobile frame here. And then I'll make the two of them also there, and then I'll add a white background. So if you don't want to do your own outside, you can do it inside. It's not compulsory that you have to do it outside. You do it inside. Can you guys hear me? Let me hear you right now.
Yes, ma'am.
I can hear you, ma'am.
Yes,
I can hear
you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if you don't want to do your own outside here, you can do it inside here. You're free to do it inside. The reason why I just normally do it outside just to feel comfortable and relax by doing it. Okay, so once you're done with it, I will just hold it to then make it up to layout. So once I make it up to layout, this is how it's going to look like. So this spacing here is too much. So I'm going to reduce the So the spacing here is 69. So I'm going to make it 30 just to rhyme with that other one. And then I'll make this one to be 428. And then I'll align to the center like this. So what I align to like this, I see what happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a margin of 30. Now this is what I have, and then I'm going to add a white background. So I'm following what we did on the word. And then the padding for the up and the down is going to be 20. So this is going to be 50. So this is what I have. So let's review and check what we've done so far. So I'm going to review and see what I've done so far. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to review. Or you can present or you can preview, or you can even check with your phone. Now this is what we've done so far. So just check what I'm just going to do. Just click, just tap one. So once you tap, you can be able to check the flow. I noticed something. Did you guys notice anything? So let me refresh this. I noticed something. Okay, it has gone out. So I noticed that this is actually too close. Yeah, this is too close. Yeah. So I'm going to reduce this image a little bit more, just to do that, not too close to this place. So I'm going to go to this part here. I'll play around with this image. So I'm not going to close it. I'm just going to leave it here and play around. So I'm going to click on only the image. So this is the image. I'm going to use my scale. So I'm going to make it 3. That was 349. So I'm going to make it 3440. Yeah, I think this is okay. So this is what I have. So I'll be able to achieve this. Now the corner radius now is much. So I'm going to click here and just reduce the corner radius more. So I'm going to make it 30. So I'm going to make all these individual corner radius to be 30. 30, 30, 30. I think this is okay for mobile. Yes. So I'm going to close. I think now we are done with this image. This resizing of image is okay for the mobile. Now, if you check the mobile, this is what I'll be able to achieve for the mobile. And now those other ones I'll be put into hamburger menu. So, but I'm going to do a prototype how you can click for the hamburger menu and then it will come out. So this is what I have done so far. So this is what I've done so far. Yeah. So then the next thing we are going to design, so I can close this, or you can leave it or you can close that. I think for me, I'm going to close it. So the next thing I'm going to design is going to be this section. Now, I have another question. Let me take this out. I have another question to ask. For this testimonial section, how do you think it should be? Should it be also a slider, or it should be like it should be in a vertical line? So how do you think it should be? Over to you guys.
I didn't get the question.
The question is, I want to design the testimonial section. Now, how should the testimonial section should be? Should it be just like this vertical slider, or it should be like in a horizontal pattern, in a straight line, it should be in a straight line, or it should be in a.
It should be in horizontal, not in a
Horizontal.
line. Yes,
Horizontal.
yeah.
Horizontal. Okay. Any other person? Michael, Victor, Anu, Cynthia.
Horizontal, like sliding.
I think horizontal is okay.
Horizontal is sliding, yeah. Ibrahim, hear me. Let me hear your opinion. Salome, Cecilia, let me hear your opinion.
I think it should be horizontal. But I want to ask a question. This cat, is it also possible to make them horizontal as well?
What card? Which of the cards?
That I'm talking about the flex dollar, house money, and
I don't. Your question. Come again with your question.
no, I'm just trying to know, is it possible, like like the cats, we made them vertical. I said I'm trying to ask, is it possible to also make them horizontal, like just on a personal note? I'm just trying to.
Which of there are two cards on this landing page. There's testimonial card, there's services card, which is the flex dollar, that one is the card. Which of the cards should be in horizontal? I'm confused with your question. So come again. The card should have a name.
Yeah,
Which of the cards?
the flex dollar house money card. Yes.
That is services card. It should be in what?
Just trying to know if it's possible to make them horizontal as well.
Why?
No, I just wanted to know. It's not. I'm not. It's just on a personal note. I just want to know if it's possible.
No, it's not. It's not possible. It's not giving a good UX because it's something that is not sliding. It's something that is a display card. So you can't make it horizontal. You have to make it vertical so that you can just scroll and read. You can't make it horizontal. Or are you the one that made it horizontal in your assignment?
No, I did not.
Okay. So hey, I cannot Saidi. Sorry if I murder your name. I have to call her estate. She says vertical with the sad face. Why did you put the sad face? Victor, Kemi, and Cecilia said horizontal. Okay. Let me hear your opinion. Let me hear.
I feel like since it's more like it's a feedback, so it should be horizontal where it can slide, where you can actually slide through horizontally, not vertically anymore, like horizontal.
Okay. Who was asking me? We can hear you, ma. There's really somebody to answer that. Let me add the O. Okay. All right. You guys are right. It should be done horizontal. It's a slider. So it's something that you can swap, and reach. So Chuku made the point. Yes, it should be horizontal. So making it vertical because on the web, it's something that you can slide left and right. So why are you now making it vertical? Yeah. So it should be something that you can swipe left and right. But there are sometimes in your design, in interaction, let's say, when your developers are done coding the work, you will see some testimonial section that will just be going on their own. Let me show you something. Something I was trying out last night. Not last night, this morning. I wanted to show you something. Let me explain it looking at it. So let's go. Okay. So this is Figma site. I know you heard something about it. This Figma site, the new feature that came out, but this is only for professional plans. So it's not going to show on your own. It's only except you start paying their professional plan. That's when you're going to have access to this. So I want to show you guys something. Okay, so this is except now this is a slide you get, and you just this is your fine tutorial. So this is a slide now. There are sometimes the developer will just code your work like this and code your work, your design like this, and it will just be the testimonial section is going to be slide like this. Then you just have to read, you read, and it's just be going round, round like that. So that is what I had in mind. This is my idea when it comes to this testimonial section of the thing. You get, so since you're following this pattern, so I think for better UX, it should be also the same pattern. But now in this aspect, what we are going to do now, we are going to reduce the font weight. Yes, so this is actually too much. This is 20 something. So we are going to reduce it, and we're also going to reduce this thing. But now what I'm going to do now is let me see this one first. Oh, now this about was don't want to delete. What's going on? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring this guy out. Now, wow. Let me reduce some of this stuff, please. My system is lagging. Let me reduce some of this stuff. No, my system is once I open multiple tabs, so many things, it's lagging. So sorry about that. I have to reduce something. Yay! Okay. So I'm going to drag this one out. Now, once I drag it out, this is what happens. So the same way we did this the same way we did this particular one, adjusting this one. So that's the same thing we are going to do. So I'm just going to let me just bring this one out here. So I don't want to tap anything. I just want to adjust it here like this. So first thing first, I'm going to use this now. So what I'm using is 428 That's the first thing. Second thing is this text here. So this is going to be 26. So I'm going to click here. So it's 26 for you. And then the second one is going to be 16. So I'll make sure that this is actually in C container. Yes. So if you don't put it in C container, may I adjust in relation to the stuff. So this is in Hawk. So I'm going to move it to C container. So once I make it C container, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to hold this first and then give it padding. I'm going to give it padding of take it from 80 to 30. Now I will know that anything I'm adjusting here is okay. So I'm going to hold this one here and then I'm going to adjust it. So let me show you guys what I'm doing. So this is my phone screen. This testimonial here is my phone screen, which is where anything I'm doing is going to stop. Anything I'm doing is going to stop in this line. So I'm going to hold it and then come to the drag it inside like this. Now this is how it's going to be now, showing that it's actually see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to adjust all this text. So I'm going to adjust this text. So I'm going to do that. Let me do the first one to be sure of what I want. So I'm going to hold it. So this is 34. So I'll use 26. So I'll use 26 here. I'm also going to make this is 16. I'm going to make it 14. Now this is okay. So I'm going to I think the image is okay here. So the name I'm going to reduce this to this is 18. So I'm going to use 16 medium and also here I'm going to use 12 regular. So this is what I want. So I'm going to hold it like this. Yeah. So I'm going to reduce the height of the. So I'm going to reduce the height and the width. So I will not be using 500. So I'll be using 250. Now this is what happens. And then for the height, I will not be using 300, almost 400. So I'll be using 350. Now I've gotten what I want, but the problem. The problem is that this is actually out of line. So now I'm going to check for the padding. So now the padding is 35. So I'll not be using 35, I'll be using 20. And then this side, I'm not be using 50, I'll be using, this is 50. So I'll be using 20. Now this is what I want. I think this is actually okay. This is okay for me. I think this is perfect for me. So let's use 25 and see. Yeah, this is okay for me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to repeat the same method for all the plates. So first thing first is I'm going to hold all these ones together. I'm going to do them together. So I'm going to hold my shift. I'm going to click inside this one too. I'm holding my shift while I'm clicking to get to the body text. I want to do everything at once. So I'm going to hold it and then make it 14 regular, one down. Then I'm going to hold all the types too. So I'm going to make this 26, still done. I'm going to make it 26. Then this one I'll have to zoom in very well. So this one I made it 16 and 12. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this. So I'm holding my shift while I'm doing that. Let me do this one first. So I'm going to use the same medium. So let me continue with this one. This one is stubborn. No? And it's Anu's name. And it's like you're stubborn. No? Okay, so let's do this one. Ah, this one wants to give me a headache. Ah. I'll catch you. So I think I'm done. Okay, remaining this one. Ah. Oh, let's do this one first. We'll come back to that one and do it single. So we move to 12. Then I'll come back and click on this one. It's Musta's name. So we'll move this one now, single to 12. So we've done every other one. I think this is okay. So we've done this one. I think I love the size of the image. So I'm going to pick this one. So I use 250, 350. So I'm going to click on all the boxes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first thing first, I'm going to reduce it to 25. Did I use 25 or 20? Then I'll make this to be 250, and then this should be 350. So I noticed something, and then this will be in 25. Let me be sure. So this is 20, 25, 20. So I'm going to go back now. I made a mistake somewhere. I went and used 25, 20, 25, which is correct. So now you can see that I've corrected this now, and I did not touch the setting. My setting is in there. So the prototype setting is in there. So I'm going to just bring this in here. So I'm going to move it to the left and position it to the left side. So I'm going to make this to be 60. All right. So let's see what we've done so far. Testing, testing. So this is what we've done so far. So if you want to interact with it, just tap once. Then you can now move. So this is what we've done so far. I so much love this color combination that PiggyVest suggested here. So fine. So now, something is actually missing here. Who can tell me what is missing here? Something is missing here. Who can tell me what is missing here? Anybody that tell me, three score. I know he's laughing. 3 score. Something is actually missing. There's something like ma or
The
sir.
padding.
Padding. Are you sure it's padding? It's not padding. Are you sure it's padding? It's not called padding. the setting is correct, but there is something, I don't want to use the word, there's something that is missing to show.
I don't know the word for it. I think those three dots. I don't know if that.
Exactly. Who says so? Ibrahim, you're the one. You're 10 marks. Yes. That three dots is actually what carousel, is actually missing just to show your user that you can actually swipe. So it's missing. So we are going to create. I think we already have that. We already create that. So it's part of our assets. So I'm just going to look for it. I think we create that when we are doing our onboarding page. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be on this IT page. And this. Okay, I think I know I created that. So let's move it here. Nothing to there. Okay, we didn't do that as component, but I know we created that. So we're going to just go back to our file to just pick the one we already did. So I'm going to go back to file. I'm going to come to it needs to delete. Yeah. I love the fact that you guys are now understanding. You guys are now implementing your UX in the UI. Okay, so I will just put this one as already on the onboarding page. Okay, so we already have I'm just going to place this here. Hey, keep card. Yeah. Let's just create new one. Let's create new one. Let's create new one. I believe everybody know how to create a new one. Or we can create, let's create another one. Let's create another one. Let's create another one. I'll create shape. So I'm just going to make it up from here. So I'm going to make this R is much. So I think I'll have to reduce it to 16. And I think the 2 is okay. So now place it at center. Don't enter the auto layout yet. Let me be done with it. I'm just going to duplicate this and bring this one here. Now I'm just going to come here and rotate. So you can come here, you can come to this place and click rotation to rotate it here like this. Rotate to 90 or you can just be clicking it to get what you want, or you just come to this place. Once you click on it, you just rotate this way. Okay, but I'm not going to do that pattern. I'm going to follow this other pattern. So you just come to this place, just click it to rotate the one you want. Except you want to rotate something to be like this. Except you wanted to rotate something like this, then you cannot go this manual way. But if you're just going to rotate to 360, sorry, 180, 90 degree, 45 degrees, I just go this pattern. So this is what I'm going to reduce this opacity. This one is too bright. I'm going to reduce it more. So I'm going to come here and then I won't use grade 1, so I'll use grade 3 or even grade 4 step. Right? This one, I'm going to use where is my I'm going to use something like this one here, and then I'll use this one here like this. I'm going to hold it two and then make it also layout. So once I make it also there, let me see if the size is okay. Oh yeah. So I think this is okay. Size is okay. So I'm going to just come to this place now. So what I'm going to do, if I try to place it inside this auto layout here, if I try to place inside this auto, it's going to show me that, that question that came in asked that if you're trying to do something to auto layout, then it should pass. So in this aspect, what I'm going to do now, auto layout is going to show you ignore auto layout. So I'm going to ignore the auto layout. So I'm just going to hold my control key. So once I hold my control key, this is what is going to show work for me. So I'm going to put it and leave it. Then I can place it at the center if I want to. So I can position it at the center. So where do you think I should put? Should I leave it at the left hand side or should I leave it at the center? Let me hear your opinion. Oh yeah.
Center
Ibrahim, wait first. Jesus, I'm using an airport. Ibrahim, wait first. Come on, let me hear from you.
The right hand side.
Right hand side. Okay. Kemi, oh yeah. Okay, Ugochukwu said right hand side. Kemi, let me hear from you.
I was said center before, but looking at it now, I think I prefer the right.
Choose one.
Yeah.
Okay, Deborah, let me hear from you. Wait, let me scroll down. Let me scroll down to other people. Amina, oh yeah, let me hear from you. Salome, let me hear from you. Victor, let me hear from you. Zainab, let me hear from you. Ife Sinachi, let me hear from you. I prefer your English name than your native name. Let me hear from you. Oh yeah, where do you think it should be?
It's
Left,
looking
center,
it's
or right?
looking better on the right hand side.
What about left? Left.
Okay, that left.
Left.
Hello, ma.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Looking at the UI part, it's fine at the right. But if we look at the UX part, the rule of thumb, we'll have to make any button accessible with the rule of thumb, like anywhere their thumb can reach for easy accessibility. So putting it at the left might not really be easy for the user. If you put it at the right, might not really be easy for the user to access but in the center, I think it might really work better for easy scrolling and easy pressing for the user.
Okay, let me clear something. It's actually not a button. It's just an indicator that shows that they can swipe. It's not
Okay.
a button. It's an indicator. So where do you
So I
think this
thought it was
indicator
going to
should
be
be?
pressable.
Right?
Sorry.
Huh?
I thought it was something that's going to be pressable, like something you can just press and
No,
the card
no,
is going
no,
to slide.
no, no. It's just an indicator to tell you that you can swipe to the left or to the
So
right.
it's better.
So where do you
It's fine
think this
anyway.
indicator?
It's fine anyway.
It's fine where?
It's
Anywhere.
by the
Okay.
right or by the left.
Okay. Oh. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Aminat, oh yeah. Oh. Anita, oh yeah. Oh. Joseph, oh yeah. Let me hear from you. Where's SS? I used to call her SS. I don't know why. Her name is too difficult for me to pronounce. Anas, oh, where do you think it should be? Kate, where do you think it should be? The left, the center, or the right?
Right.
Shukurat, oh yeah. Oh. Right. Shukurat, this is Rokuya. I've forgotten the number I gave to you guys. So where do you think it should be? The right, center, or the left?
I
I'm
think
even scrolling. If it's
the
not, you have not heard your voice. Oh, yeah, oh,
good
left.
afternoon.
Okay, oh, yeah,
Ma,
good
the right
afternoon.
side. But the
Right
I
left
hand
is
think
side.
the
also
right is
Okay, oh,
good.
better.
the right. Are you saying the right is better in the
I
aspect
think
of
I
UI or the aspect of UX?
right. Um the aspect of
Confused.
UI.
In the
So
aspect of UI.
Yes.
I think I have a question as regards this arrow or like the direction. Can I ask?
Yeah, Mr. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was just thinking like for a user that comes on this page, right? They're already seeing that there's another section. So I'm feeling like necessarily you should tell them that they should swipe. And then my second concern is like I'm seeing an arrow which can somehow I feel like it could deceive me to think that I should press that because it's arrow. I'm thinking that maybe
No,
the circles would have been a better option as you're going to swipe, but the arrows feel like it may look like something that somebody may tap, not just for showing direction, but now you have to tap it to go to the next one because somehow arrows you can use that to go to next or go back to previous. So I'm thinking maybe you can use something else instead of the arrow because you seem like you can tap that to move to the next, unless the user will understand that. But I also checked App Store now to check some apps there, the comment section, like where people give feedback rather on the products. They didn't have anything, so unnecessarily it means that the user should understand that you should just swipe, not necessarily any other thing indicating they should move.
no problem. Number one, this is not an app. This is not an application. Rather, it's a website. Number two, arrow, looking at the color used on the arrow, it's actually not a primary color. A primary button, we all know that the primary button will have the display of the primary color and then white text on it or black text on it in the case of this. But looking at this arrow, it's actually not standing as a button. A button is not never in this way. So this is an indicator, not a button. And number two, this is a website, not an application. So it's not clickable. Looking at the display is not clickable. Everybody may hide their own things. Yeah, you're a user, but this is you telling you that don't look at the perspective of this is a button, this is not a button. This is an indicator. You can use that carousel, those dot ones, you can use it. But now we are having six cards, so it's going to show that you can scroll to six cards. It's going to show that if you're using a six card, like let me say for example, this our carousel that on the onboarding page that tells you three pages or 3 pages on the onboarding. So if you're using the carousel dot, when you count this card, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to show that you are going to have 6 carousels. So if you're on the first one, let's say if you're on the first one here, it should show you big one and then 5 small ones. If you're on the second one, it will show you that you're on the second one, and then the first one will be small, and the remaining four will be that. So any way you can do it is fine. This one is okay. That one you're suggesting is okay. But this is not a button. And a button does not have this way. Button is always the primary color, and then the other color comes on top. So for the carousel, if you're going to go with the carousel, it's going to be at the center. But since you're going with arrows, it's going to be at the right hand side. Who asked that question? Ibrahim, are you the one? Who asked the question?
Which question? The last question.
The last one, yes. Is it either Victor
Yes,
or Ibrahim?
it was
Who
me.
asked? Ibrahim? Victor?
It was me, Victor.
Please call the
Yes,
name of.
Victor.
Okay. I love how you explored. I love how you went out to explore and came back. Yeah. Good job. So if we are using carousel, now if you're using this pattern, let me close this one. If you're using this carousel, so let me design it. Let me quickly design it. If we are using this pattern like this, let's use 16 for the small one, and let me duplicate this and use let's use 20. So I want to arrange it normal way, then put the color so that you understand what he was saying. So this is 5. So I'm going to place it as here. So I'm going to make this my blue color 3. Blue color 3. Let's make it blue color 2. So that it should, okay. Then make this one. This is 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to hold. So this was what he was saying for people that did not understand what he was saying. So let's make this like this. So this was what he was saying, that some users might actually think this is a bot. Just like, I don't know, somebody that said this is a bot, that corrected that it's not a bot, rather is an indicator. So he's saying that some users might think this is bot and they will be tempted to click at it. You get, but him is suggesting that what if we use this particular one is better, so that by the time they look at it, they'll know that, oh, this card is card 1, and they still have other 5 cards to look like. So by the time they swipe, this is not clickable. By the time they swipe to it, it will move to this big one, will now move to the second one. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to explain here. So I will not confuse this one. So
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So what? So the other guest said she was thinking, when she said that this should be at the center, she was thinking it was a button, which is right. Some users might think like that. You get, and then I corrected. I said, no, it's not a button. That is an indicator to tell you that you can swipe to see other testimonial cards. And then Victor said, what if that he went out to explore and came back and said, this is more like a suggestion. Now, he has looked at what, I can't even remember the name of that lady that said, this is clickable. And he looked at her and said, some users might be tempted to, tap or click on this arrow, knowing that it's just an indicator, but then they just saw it as an arrow and they thought it's a button. But if it is better, we can actually use this carousel. Okay, so this was what he was suggesting. So if you're using this arrow indicator, it's going to be at the right. But if you're using this particular one, this circle ones, it's going to be at the center. So I think I'll have to go with what Victor said, because I think it's okay. But this arrow too is good. You get, it's good. You can actually use the arrow, or you use that greater than and less than, or use greater than and less than. So it's good. You can use arrow, is good. You can use carousel, is good. This I don't know if it's carousel or carousel. It's good too. So I'm going to use what, like I said, I would love to work with what you guys are suggesting. So I'm going to work with this one. So let's set it very well and then adjust it if we need to adjust it. So I think I will have to adjust it because it's big. So let me preview my work and see if this circle is too small or too big or not. Okay. So Victor, thank you very much. The other lady that was thinking it was important. Thank you very much. You guys are the real users. Okay, so I think this is big small. So I think I'll have to reduce this other one. So I'm going to hold from 2 to 3, yeah. So I think I'll have to reduce this to 12. So I want to reduce the spacing slightly much. So the spacing is 5. I think I'll have to reduce this one. So this is not going to be 20. So this is going to be like 18. Then I will reduce this one to 4 or 3. The spacing between them, let's 4. So let's place at the center. So if we place at the center, I'm going to put it inside. I'm going to put it inside this auto layout. I don't want it to stand on its own, but I'm going to use a control to just ignore the auto layout. So this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to place it at the center. So, but in the interaction, please, I'm still new to Figma. So I wish I can do an interaction that if I'm scrolling, if I'm moving to the left, this is automatically going to follow. I wish I can do it, but truth be told, I can't do it. I'm still learning Figma. So, so I will be able to do it, but this is what, so as I'm moving to, now let's say this is the last one, I know only the last one, automatically it will be the last one. And Esther only is second to the last, it will be at the number 5. Anna's own is number 4, it will just automatically move to number 4. Cynthia's own is number 3, it will be at number 3. Musa own is number 2, it will not be at number 2. And then Kemi's own is number 1, it's going to be at number 1. But like this, it's showing that it's an indicator of how it's going to look like. So automatically you're telling your user they can see other cards that are inside. So all they have to do is just to scroll. So thank you very much for your contribution and your observation and your research. I really, really appreciate it so much. I think I've learned something. Thank you for that. So the next session we are going to do, this one is the most simple one. This is just the simplest of it all, because we've done that in our previous class and it was easy. I believe everybody know how to do this FAQ card interaction. I believe we know how to do the interactions. Well, there are people that don't know how to do it. Who don't know how to do it?
Me.
The one I don't tell you that you don't know how to do it. Go and watch the video. Go and watch the section. I took my time to break it down for you. It's going to be very, very easy for you to learn. That should be like 2 weeks ago. Just take your time, watch
Okay,
the
ma,
video.
thank you.
Just take your time. I think that should be like the beginning of our first classes that we did. So that should be the first before we started doing all that. Just take your time to do it. So this one I'm just going to this one is just going to be drag and drop. So this is just going to be drag and drop. I'm just going to hold this. I'm not clicking on the right thing. So this is going to be drag and drop. Oh, the weather is too cold. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play the same. I'm just going to do the same thing I did here. So first thing first is I'm going to just reduce response to my size, my font size and font size. So this is going to be 26. This is one splitting about local size. To make your work very easy, very, very easy. Like fast. I know creating it takes time, but it's going to be very, very easy. Trust me. So yeah, I'm going to, so this one now, all this one is already in auto layout. So I'm just going to hold the the the
Please don't say something.
ma.
Please don't say something.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is our FAQ section. I don't know, but I feel like we made a bit of a mistake somehow.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this place that says what is PiggyVest, it's already the expanded version, and then the
Uh,
symbol there is plus, meaning that it's where you increase. But I feel like to
uh,
make the UI better, it's better if what the symbol that is there is minus, so that when you click on the minus, it will collapse, and then these other ones, the minus should be plus, so that when you click on the plus, it will expand.
no problem. Thank you very much. You can do that. You can. I even mentioned that you can actually use greater than or less than. Like, yes, greater than or less than. If it's facing down, then if it's facing down, it's closed. When you click on it, it face up. Arrow like what do you call it? Is it greater than or less than? Yes, it face the right way. I also mentioned it too. So you are free to edit it in your own design. You're free.
Okay.
Yeah, you're free. So this I'm going to correct this one to 248. So um we've already done this in a responsive way. So it's just easy when you just type the number, it just automatically change for you. So this one also, so I can just close this one here like this. Open this one like this, or close this one like this. So then let me correct this one. Let me hold this one.
Please, sorry, but based on the last question the other person asked, I thought we already implemented that.
As assignment.
The plus and minus descendant
As
interaction
assignment.
component. Yeah, we already did that.
As assignment, that's what I'm saying now. Did you join the beginning of this class? From the beginning before we started recording?
Me?
Uh,
No, 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 no. I joined the
and
big late.
that is why. And that is the something that I made statement. Like I said, this has been already been done as part of the assignment. But I found out that most people, majority of us, did not do it well, and that is actually going to affect us. So today was supposed to be a collaboration class where I would drop a landing page and everybody will just start looking at it and start replicating it. But the assignment I gave to you guys, majority of us did not do the mobile responsiveness very well. So that is why we are not doing it again, so that you get the idea, the scope, and the pattern of how to do it. And that also you will not apply to your assignment that was given. That was supposed to be next week. So this is the reason why we are doing this. You get, and I'm grateful that she picked this error that happened. So you can, if you are doing another FAQ that is outside from or this one, you can now take note of that. Also, which I've taken note on my end too. You get? Do you understand, Michael?
Yes, yes, that's right.
Alright. So I'm going to change this one to 1, 2. So this one is nothing much. You just to adjust the text. So I'm just going to carry this one now. Something is not right somewhere. I'm just going to place this here. Move to the center. So something is not right somewhere here. Um, I'm going to turn off this layout grid first. Let me see what I'm trying to do. So, 'cause, 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 ' Oh, Jesus. Okay. So first thing first is this space. I'm going to reduce the space here. First thing first, I'm going to reduce this text. Number one, this text is 32, which is actually too much. So I'm going to hold this. Sorry, this. And yeah, I'm going to use some tips. Okay. This is 26, so I'm going to use 18. 18 regular. So this is okay. I'm going to click on this first card. This is not 20, it's too much, so I'm going to use 10. Not 0, 0, 7. So I've reduced the font size and font text. So I'm going to reduce this spacing here. So what I'm using is 20, let's use 15. And I think this is okay. So I'm going to hold this and give it the top and the right is going to be 20 and this is going to be 30. So I'm going to check this here and then use 60. I'm going to check it from here. So I did not check this one. Or did I do that? Yeah. So this is correct. Okay. So I noticed something here. Yeah. So you are good to go with this section. So let's check out what we've done so far. So I'm going to hold the mobile. Then I'm going to preview my work. So I just tap on it once and then it did not work. We only changed this, we did not change this. Because now we're using one component for what we did for the web, for the mobile. So what I'm going to do now, let's see if we can mangle this now. So I don't want to mess up with the component. I don't want to mess with the main component because that way we collected it from the web. So I don't want to mess it up. So what I'm going to do is this is what I'm going to do. So let me close this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on this one. So I'm just going to only adjust this side. So let's see if I can hold all this together and click on this layer. Let's see if I can hold all this together. And then open this. Now, so what I'm going to do, what's going on now? So I just want to play around with only this step. I don't want to go to the component to adjust it. Now, the reason why I don't want to go to the component to adjust it, if I adjust it from the component, it will affect the web. So now, the reason I want to do that, I will just want to play around with only the mobile. So So I'm not going to touch the component, but rather I'm going to play around with the variable. So this is what I'm going to do now. So here I use 18. So I'm just going to click on all this one. Now, since it's already in C container, so what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to hold only all the body text. Because if I go to the component to adjust the text to 18, it will affect the web. So what I'm just going to do, just only the variants I'm going to play around with. I'm going to come here and select 15, regular. So it's just going to fit container because everything I did, remember everything I did is in auto layout. So there's no need of adjusting or readjusting the size. Everything is already in fit container. So I'm just going to click them one by one and play around with only the variants. So I'm using 18 to adjust. So this is second to the last one. Then the last one. Now I'm going to hold this card. I'm going to hold all this card. I want to close this space between them. You know, the first one, I move it from 20 to 0. So I'm going to hold all the cards. 2, 3. So I'm using my shift to hold them together. 4. And the other one is not among. So I'm going to make this to be 0. This facing here to be 0. So this is what I have. So it's now fix this one. So I'm going to come back here and then close this now. So let's preview this work we've done so far. So I'm going to come to here now, preview this work. I think this is what we've achieved. Now this is better. So we've done this one. So the next one we're going to do is the footer, and then we'll do the sidebar, and then we add interaction to the sidebar. So the next thing I'm going to do is the footer. So this footer now, I'm just going to let me see if I try it together in layout. Yes. So this is the footer. So I'm going to just this one I'm not going to change anything. It's just to adjust. So I'm not changing the text, like I'm going to just work with only the adjustment, like just the adjust. I'm just going to adjust it. So first things first, I'm going to reduce the text. So this is going to be 16. 16 is not bad. Okay, let's just use 14. But trust me, 16 is not bad. This is okay. Let's do this one. I think I used 18. Okay, 18. So this is okay. So these ones are okay. So first thing first is let's see the ones that are all together in auto layout. So I'm going to hold this. I need this to okay. This is 1 and this is 2. So I'm going to hold these 2 together and then make it auto layout. And if I make this to auto layout, then I'm going to hold this one and then make it vertical. So I'm going to reduce this to 428, which is the size of my mobile frame. So I'm going to hold this and bring it to the center here. So I'm going to add padding of 30. So I'm going to drag this one now to fill it up. So now if I fill it up, this is actually this space. I don't need this space. So I'm going to come back here. And then I'm going to move this one to the left here. So this is what I have. This pattern is already settled. So now I'm going to hold this one now, and then I'm going to make it vertical too. So if I make it vertical, this is how it's going to be. So I don't need this multiple space here. So I'm just going to make it 20, for example, 20 too close. So I'm just going to make it 50. And then I'll change this to 428. And then I'm going to add padding of 30. So once I add padding of 30, this is how it's going to be. Now I need to correct these ones. So I need to correct this one. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it at the center. So now this is how it's going to be. So this one now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drag this one to fill this place. Now this is actually okay. We can actually move all this one to the left hand side if you want to, but I think to the left hand side if you want to, but I think this right here is okay for me. And then this one. Now first thing first is I need to check if that vector is responsive. This straight line is responsive. So I'll just click on it and then I will come to this place and make it free container. So once I make it free container, I'm going to hold this one and then I'll just come here and type my phone frame size. So once I type phone frame size, automatically it will just adjust in. Then I'm going to hold it and then make it my normal phone frame size. So once I made the phone frame size, automatically it will just give me that mobile responsiveness. So this is why it's always good to design with auto layout. It's difficult at the beginning, but along the line it's just going to be very easy. Now you can see that it has made my work very, very smooth. Instead of trying to design something from afresh or instead of trying to adjust. Now in less than 2 minutes I am done adjusting my footer. So this is why I always go to design with auto layout. Auto layout could put you on a high tension, but you don't need to panic. Okay, just small. Don't force yourself to learn. Just small. Start small. With time, then you get yourself getting used to it. So I'm going to add this for the footer, and then we are done with the footer. I'm done with the footer. So I'm just going to place this like this. So for mobile doesn't have test link. For mobile doesn't have test link and mobile doesn't have hover button. So I'm going to correct some of the test link, and then when I'm doing my sidebar, I will not have my hover button effect. Hover button effect can only work for something that your cursor, it only work for cursor, something that your cursor is going to touch. Apart from card, when I'm talking of button. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, ma.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. My AirPod is low. So hover doesn't work for text and button on a mobile. It only works for a larger screen. Anything, it works for tablet too, because tablet is something that you have to use your pen, your tablet pen to touch, so it works. But for mobile, it doesn't. Hover text or hover button doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's something that your hand need to touch. So it doesn't work for this thing, mobile. So now we are good to go with this. I think this is okay. I didn't even measure this before closing, but let's see what we have. Close to 46. My AirPod is low. So I'm just going to bring this down here. 46, that means I'm going to have so I'm going to have 12. So I'm going to do plus 12. 46, I know I'm doing it 60 by 60, so I just did plus 12, so that I'll have the right measurement, remaining one. So I'm going to hold it and then add 1 to it. So this is going to be 64. So yeah, since I'm going to have 64. So I noticed sometimes you have 80, 80. Nah, that's not gonna work. 80 and this 30. Yeah. So I've corrected this, and this is 40, which is okay, and the other is 20. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just give me, yeah, give me a
Yes, we are
second.
here.
Okay, so let's continue. So I'm going to now do for the side menu. So remember this one we kept here. So I'm going to convert it to my side menu. So I'm going to use, so first thing first is I'm going to remove that button from hover effect and then the text name too from hover effect. So I don't need this logo, so I'm going to delete it. I don't need this logo. I'm going to delete it. Bye bye. Bye bye. So the next one I'm going to do now is to remove all these things from hover effect. So I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to remove all of them from hover effect. So I'm going to click on, I'm going to open all of them now. So let's go to prototype. I'm going to open all of them. First is the button. So I'm going to come here. No. So when I click on the button, you don't want to go out. Okay. So I'm going to remove this out from hover effect. I'm going to hold this other one. I'm going to open all of them and remove all of them from hover effect. I'm going to hold off. So I'm going to remove all of them from hover effect. I'm going to be sure that everything has gone out from the interaction. So everything has gone out. So what I'm going to do, this is, I'm going to make this now, come back to design. I'll make it vertical like this. And then I'll reduce it to stem, let's say 368. And then place it at the center. Then I'm going to hold this other layer, this other one, the button and the text element together. I'm going to make it what's going on? Okay, so this I'm going to make it for, okay, now I'm using 368. So I'm going to make it vertical. So it's going to be under. So I'm going to place it at the center. So once I place it at the center, I think this is okay for me. Let's just place it at the center too. So we just give it a P button, a P color, sorry. I'm going to give it a P color. So then I'm going to take this one out. I don't need this one. So I'm just going to remove from auto layout. Automatically it will just go off. Hold your I think hold your control and backspace for window users. For Mac it's control and delete together to just go off. So So now I'm going to give this padding of, I'm going to increase this to 500. So let's just increase this to 500. Let's make it 600. Yeah. So this is what I have. So I'm going to get my close icon. So I think this is okay for me. Yeah. So let's just take this is okay, but I want this padding. I want this to have a padding. So I'm going to just bring it down a bit so, and this is going to be 30. I think this is okay. So automatically this is going to be 550 because it's too much. So I want to have this come up ahead. So I'm going to let's make it nice. So I want to have this X button more like if I click on it, it closes. So let's go and get the X button, or we can just use this pencil to create it. No, let's remain consistent in our icon. So let's go and get so let's go and get the X icon. So I'm going to right click and go to iconify and get the X icon. Close. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to just bring, so I'm just going to bring this and then add it here. But now, if I try to add it here, because of this I'm onto layout, so it's going to, because this are in auto layout, it's actually going to, scatter my whole stuff. So what I'm just going to do, I'll just bring this here and hold my control. So bring it here and hold my control and just patch it inside here. I'll just patch it here. So 24 is actually looking small, so I'll have to make it 32. Now that thing did not work, so I'm going to bring it onto that. I'm going to bring it again. So I'll allow the write-up to show before I'm going to hold my click on my control. Now it can show. So I'm going to hold my control and then drag it to where I want it to be. So I want it to be at this position. Then I will move my two things at the same time. So I'm going to make it 32. Yeah, I want it to be big. Then this is going to be so I want this to be like 20. Just want it to be very thick. So I'm going to change the color to my color. Let's use black. So let's make some interaction for this. So let's make some interactions that when I click on this, it pop up. When I click on close, it closes. So I'm going to go to my prototype. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on this hamburger menu. So when I click on this hamburger menu, I'll move it to this one here. So when I move it, that setting is going to come up. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay. So now, once this setting comes up, what should happen? I should be able to, the trigger should be open. Open overlay. Hold on. Okay. Should be on tap. I'm sorry. It should be on tap. Yeah, I should be on tap. The trigger should be on tap. Then the action should be open overlay like this. So once it's open overlay, so it should be so this is frame 50. So let's quickly rename it so it's not confuse us. So let's quickly rename it, then I'll start afresh so it's not confusing like teaching you guys. So I'm going to change this frame to menu. So I'm going to come back to my design so it's not confusing me too. So I'm going to come back to my prototype here. So here the trigger should be on top. Yeah, the trigger should be on top. The action should be open and overlay. The action should be open overlay. So the position should be like manual. So I want to set it. Let me scroll this thing up. So like now the overlay the action should be open overlay here. Then the overlay should be menu here, which is this card. Now the position, I don't want it to be center. I want to set it manually the way I want. If you want top left, top right, top center, whatever it should give it. But me, I want to set it manually. So if I set it manually now, this is how it's going to show. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this. This is how I want it to come up like this. It's how so I want it to get to this point here. I'm going to hold it to take it off this. Now, how do I want the background? Now close when click out. So if you click anywhere or you click on the button, then this is how it's going to be. Now I've set it manually the position I want. I don't want the interaction to do the way I want. I've set it the way I want. Now if I click anywhere, it will close. Do you want it like that? No, I don't want it. I want to do it like I want if I click on this close, it will close. Well, now another thing is how do I want the background to be? I want it to have a background. So I'm going to set a darker shade background. So I'm going to open this color here. So let's increase this a little bit. Let's take this dark a little bit like this. So let's increase this to 50%. Now for the now I'm done with this. I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to take this off a little so you can see. Now how do I want the interaction? The animate to work? So I want it to work. I want it to be like move in, something that comes in and out. So how do I think I want it to from this direction, from the left to the right. So let's test what we've done so far and see if we can make any adjustments. Then I will repeat what I just said. Okay, so that I will not get confused. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on preview. So let's go test other things first. Let's do other things first. So I'm going to click on this. Now this is how I want it to be. This is how I want it to be. So now I did not set any other thing. Now I want if I click on this, it will return me back to this page. So this is what I've done so far. But now I cannot close because I can't close anything. So I'm going to click on this setting here. So I'm going to click on this settings here. So if I click on close when I click out, now let's say I open it like this and I click anywhere, it's going to close. I click anywhere, it's going to close. Somebody wants to say something? Please, somebody mistakenly on mute. I'm using an AirPod now. You should be sitting here now. I think it's Shoma. So this is what I just did now from here. So if I click anywhere now, it will close. But now I don't want if I click anywhere to close. I want if I click on this X, it should close. So I'm going to click on this out. So if I click anywhere now, it will not work. So I'll have to go back here now. So I'll have to go back here, click on this X now. So this X now should be able to take me to that screen. So I'm going to click on this and then return it back to my landing page, my mobile landing page. Go away first. Let me see road. So I'm going to repeat this. I don't know why you went to this place, although it's in the landing page. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to repeat that again. So I'm going to move this screen here. It's in the landing page. It's taking it. So let me show me the settings. So now let me move this thing off now. So now we should be able to, if I click on tab, it's taking the light. So if I click on tab, it should tell me it should navigate to the mobile landing page. How should it do? It should move in. So I think I'm going to go with this direction here. So this is what I've done so far. So remember that one thing about prototype, you should just take your previous settings. So now let's see what we've done, if this is actually correct or we love the animation. So I'm going to click on this here. So I'm going to scroll up and let me just scroll anyway. So I'll open this. Something is not right. The way it can jump out. I think there's an emergency. So I'm going to click on this again. So I'm going to close overlay. I'm going to move it to close overlay. So let's see. Let's check again and see what we've done. I think this is better. But now this is not the background is not dark enough. So I want it to be dark. I think I'm going to increase the opacity. So yeah, I'm going to make it let's make it 18. So this is what we have, and then you close it. I see that UI is simple, very, very simple. Very, very simple. So this is what I've done. So even if I close this, even if I scroll up to the footer point, I can still open it and I can still close it. So if I scroll to this point, I can still open, I can still close it. I scroll to this point, I can still open, I can still close it. So with this little point of mine, I hope I have been able to convince you that UI is very, very simple, and not to confuse you that UI is very, very hard. Do you have questions? Let's answer. Or you've all went silent. Hello.
I'm not confused. I'm not convinced.
Hey, UI is very simple. It's honest. It's very simple. See, honest, the truth is that me myself, I'm still learning. That's it. Me myself, I'm still learning. So the way you guys just kept silent, that is making me to laugh. It's not hard, trust me. It's just that auto layout is just going to, it's just going to mess your head up. You get, but with time, you're going to see yourself start doing it. Like now, see me. I will keep saying it. When I started, I don't design with auto layout. I design with grouping. But when I know how frustrating grouping was, I switched to frame. I started learning auto layout last year. It's not even up to, yes, it's not up to a year. No, it's not up to a year. I started learning designing with auto layout. It's not up to a year. Because when I came back from Abuja was April. No, it was June. Yes, it was third week in June. I started learning auto layout ending of June. And it's not even up to a year. So auto layout is something that is very enjoyable. It makes work easier. Trust me, it makes your work very, very easy. Once your work is in auto layout, and then your prototype is just going to be very, very sweet. So what you will do is that just go over and watch this video. You can even apply this step in your assignment. Go over and watch this video. Just like a guide, a scope for you to do your assignment. Just watch it, take your time. I know it is actually long, but as you're watching, you pause, you watch, you learn, you watch, you pause. Something that is not clear for you, you can go back to look for a related video that is related to this and then watch it again. So please ask your question. The door is open for questions. Don't keep me silent now. Please ask your question. I did not confuse people. I actually convince you people. Please